In the late 13th century, as the mighty Mongol Empire fractured, a new power emerged in Anatolia. Osman I, a charismatic Turkish chieftain, laid the foundations for what would become one of history's most enduring empires. Osman, meaning bone breaker, was a fitting name for a leader who carved out a domain in a chaotic world. The early Ottomans were skilled warriors and shrewd diplomats, forging alliances and exploiting rivalries to expand their territories. They embraced Islam, which provided a unifying force and a framework for governance. The Ottomans were remarkably adaptable. They incorporated conquered peoples into their ranks, forming a multi-ethnic military force. The famed Janissaries, corps of slave soldiers trained from a young age, became the backbone of the Ottoman army. These soldiers were renowned for their discipline, loyalty, and fighting prowess. Through a combination of military might and strategic alliances, the early Ottomans steadily expanded their realm. They pushed westward into the Byzantine Empire, capturing key cities and establishing their dominance in the region. The capture of Bursa in 1326 marked a turning point. It became the first major Ottoman capital and a symbol of their growing power. The Ottomans continued their westward march, their sights set on the ultimate prize, Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire. The capture of this ancient city would have profound implications for both the Ottomans and the course of European history. It would mark the end of one empire and the rise of another, ushering in a new era in the Eastern Mediterranean. For centuries, Constantinople had stood as a beacon of civilization, the last bastion of the Roman Empire in the East. Its formidable defenses had repelled countless invaders, but the city's time was running out. By the mid-15th century, the Byzantine Empire had been reduced to a shadow of its former glory, its once vast territories whittled away by the relentless Ottoman advance. In 1453, Mehmed II, known as the Conqueror, set his sights on Constantinople. The young Sultan was determined to make the city the jewel in the Ottoman crown. Mehmed assembled a vast army and a formidable fleet, equipped with the latest cannons. The Ottomans laid siege to Constantinople, their cannons pounding the city's ancient walls. The defenders, though outnumbered, fought bravely under their emperor, Constantine XI. For weeks, the siege raged on, a titanic struggle between two empires locked in a battle for survival. On May 29, 1453, Ottoman forces stormed through a breach in the walls, overwhelming the exhausted defenders. Constantinople, the city that had stood for over 1,000 years, had fallen. Mehmed's victory sent shockwaves through Europe. It marked the end of the Byzantine Empire and the emergence of the Ottoman Empire as a major power on the world stage. Mehmed entered Constantinople in triumph and declared it the new capital of his empire. The city, renamed Istanbul, would become a vibrant center of Ottoman power and culture, a melting pot of East and West. The fall of Constantinople also had significant religious and cultural implications. The Hagia Sophia, one of Christendom's most sacred sites, was converted into a mosque, symbolizing the triumph of Islam. The Ottoman Empire reached its zenith under the reign of Suleiman I, known as the Magnificent in the West and the Lawgiver in the East. Suleiman's reign, from 1520 to 1566, was a golden age of Ottoman power, wealth, and cultural achievement. A brilliant strategist and administrator, Suleiman expanded the empire's borders further than any sultan before him. He led campaigns deep into Europe, conquering Belgrade, Rhodes, and Hungary. His armies even laid siege to Vienna, striking fear into the heart of the Holy Roman Empire. Suleiman was not just a conqueror, but also a renowned lawgiver and patron of the arts. He reformed the Ottoman legal system, codifying laws and ensuring justice for his subjects. Under his patronage, Ottoman art, architecture, and literature flourished. Suleiman's reign saw the construction of some of the empire's most iconic landmarks. including the Süleymaniye Mosque, a masterpiece of Islamic architecture. He commissioned renowned architect Mimar Sinan, whose innovative designs would shape the Ottoman skyline for centuries to come. Suleiman's court was a center of learning and cultural exchange, attracting scholars, poets, and artists from across the empire and beyond. The Ottomans embraced diversity, incorporating elements of Persian, Arab, and Byzantine culture into their own. Suleiman's reign represented the pinnacle of Ottoman power and prestige. The empire stretched from the gates of Vienna to the Persian Gulf, from the Crimea to North Africa. It was a time of peace and prosperity, when the Ottoman Empire stood as a dominant force in the world. However, even as the empire basked in the glory of Suleiman's reign, the seeds of its eventual decline were being sown.